Do you have a garden in your flat or house?
I wish. But I do have a nice balcony in my flat, and I planted some lovely flowers on my balcony. The flowers are super eye-catching when they are in full blossom. They are a blaze of color, and the fragrance is intoxicating.
This guy must have had an extra cup of coffee before he did this reading, because this time there was actually a little bit of stress in his reading. Like when he said the flowers are super eye-catching, you could hear him emphasize the super. And I think also when he said some lovely flowers, he also emphasized lovely. So there's a little bit of stress going on in the speaking, still not much in the way of intonation, it's still very flat, but we're seeing the beginning of some better pronunciation.
What do Chinese guys usually plant in their gardens?
If they have a garden, they plant some trees and flowers because it can cultivate their temperaments. It is always nice to see the colorful flowers are in full blossom. They can always put people in a good mood.
Alright, so we're seeing a lot of recycling of the same old vocabulary. I mean, how many times can you really say intoxicating fragrance, or you can cultivate your temperament? I mean, you're gonna sound like a lunatic if you say that so many times in the real test. Now let's just look at some grammar here. It's always nice to see the colorful flowers are in full blossom. In this sentence we don't need the are. For example, it's great to see students doing well in their test, or it's great to see so many people celebrating the festival. We don't need a verb after the see the. We just need a noun phrase. So the are in this phrase is not necessary.
Do you often go to parks? How often?
Well, I go to parks quite often, like 3 or 4 times every week. But it depends on whether I have enough time or not. You know, I can't go to parks a lot when I am up to my neck in work.
What do you usually do when you go to parks?
Actually, there are so many things I can do when I am in a park. First, if the weather is cool enough, I will play badminton or go for a walk with my families in there. You know, it is always nice to spend time with them. And I can also walk my doggy in a park. I love to chase my doggy around on the green grass. It feels so nice. Besides, I love to jump on a swing and swing as high as I can, which makes me feel that I am back to my childhood again. And I also love to fly a kite or watch kids play hide and seek in a park. Last, but not least, I love to go there in the morning to enjoy the fresh air, or go there at sunset to enjoy the sunset. It is always amazing.
Kind of sounds like something a 5-year-old would say. Everything is always amazing. Everything is always breathtaking. But hey, whatever. If that's what you like, fine. Just one thing. Again, it's not families. Everybody just has one family.
What can you usually see in a park?
In any park, I can always see lots of graceful sculptures, beautiful fountains, green trees, colorful flowers, green grass, and turquoise lakes, which definitely give an intimate flavor to the whole park. And when I go for a walk in the park, I can always see people jogging, practicing Tai Chi, or dance Yang Ko. See kids playing football, badminton, hide and seek, or flying a kite, going boating, playing on the swings.
When you go to parks, you always see graceful sculptures, turquoise lakes, and people going boating, always. Well, I don't know what kind of park this guy goes to. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And even though the IELTS test is a language test, you really don't want to create the impression that you're not being honest. The foundation of good speaking is honesty.
What do you think of parks?
I think parks play a very important green lung role in the cities. Say, trees in parks can breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen that people need. People in parks can enjoy the fresh air, the amazing view, intoxicating flowers' fragrance, and hear the birds chirping in the trees.
The guy used such a nice phrase when he described the role that parks play. He said they play an important green lung role in the city. Great, he used this phrase, green lung. But then he goes on to explain what a green lung is. You don't need to explain language to the examiner. The examiner knows what you're saying. So you could go ahead, explain your experiences. Tell them about your experiences. Tell them about your reasons. But you don't have to explain the language to them. They know how to speak English.